a tiki mug, and a snow globe. What do these two things have in common? At first blush you might think nothing, but they're actually both just souvenirs. The idea is you used to go to some fancy tiki restaurant and you'd buy a tiki mug to take home to remind you of your visit to Trader Sam's or Trader Dick's or Trader whatever. Same thing with a snow globe. You would go to Las Vegas and take this home to remind you of your trip to Sin City. Well, tiki mugs have definitely evolved from that time. Now they've become, well, essentially pieces of art that garner a lot of money. Back in the day, you'd buy a tiki mug for like $3 and that'd be it. Now, tiki mugs are going for like $80, even more. So that's what we're going to talk about today on Tiki with Ray. Tiki mugs. Past, present, and future. Hey everyone, this is Ray, or otherwise known as Tiki with Ray, and welcome to my Tiki bedroom. I like to call it Tiki with Ray's Tiki Hideaway. And today I'm with my good friend Travis. He is a he's a tiki carver up in Everett, Washington, which is not too far away from Seattle. This is the guy right there. So today, Travis, we are talking about tiki mugs.
I like it.
Now, let's just cut to the chase.
Okay.
Ultimately, what a tiki mug is, it's a souvenir.
Absolutely.
It's a souvenir. That's all it is. The whole idea is you would go to a restaurant, well, a tiki restaurant, a tiki bar, whatever you want to call it, and then you would get your, I guess maybe for some reason back in the 50s and 60s, people, maybe they weren't good at taking camera pictures or anything like that, so they needed to actually buy something to remind themselves of why they were where they were at.
I would dare say that any tourist trap in this country has stuck a souvenir shop on the side to make a little extra cash.
Absolutely.
So having tiki mugs or plastic leis or whatever by the exit to bring in a couple more bucks from Joe Public. More power to you.
Tiki mugs have come a long way as far as their value and what they are.
Yes.
As I said, they were literally just a souvenir. You would go and maybe a tiki mug from like the 50s or the 60s. What do you think? $2, $3 maybe.
Maybe if you didn't throw it in your purse on the way out the door.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
bothered
bothered
or anything like that.
if you bothered to pay for it, probably yes.
But the ultimate thing is you would buy your mug and you'd be like, oh wow, that's cute, and then you'd go put it on some shelf somewhere, and then you'd probably forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
dust.
So for a long time, tiki mugs there was no real value to them, up until I would say the first tiki revival, when the first tiki people started getting into tiki mugs again. They started searching them out, and still even at that point you could find them at thrift stores.
Yes.
And we're talking Goodwill, Value Village, wherever. And again, I mean, how much have you seen tiki mugs go for, like back in the day?
Back in the day?
Yeah.
At one of those places?
Yeah.
Lowest, 99 cents.
Yeah, 99 cents for a...
Half price day, it was 50 cents.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you could almost like not get rid of them. And again, it was just a leftover souvenir. I mean, there isn't too many things that really hold value as far as a souvenir. I mean, unless are snow globes worth money at all? I don't know.
I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah.
I've never thought of snow globe collecting, but I know people who do it.
Yeah.
I've heard of people who do it.
Well, now that we've come into the second, I guess it would be the third wave of tiki. Tiki mugs have become a real deal kind of thing.
They're a hot commodity.
Well, they've actually become art.
Well, yes, one could argue they were always art to a certain extent,
were
but
always
now
art.
they are built to be collectibles.
Now they're built to be collectible, and here's a perfect example. This is the Shameful Tiki Room up in Vancouver.
Jealous.
This is their tiki mug, and you can tell like there is like some serious design going on here. There's some serious. The details are just ridiculous. I kind of even feel bad drinking out of it. In fact, I'm not drinking out of it. But
I've got a few at home that I don't drink out of either.
Yeah, and you can definitely tell like you kind of came a long way from. Well, this was probably a mass-produced mug. That they probably made thousands or whatever.
I think I've looked on some websites that still mass-produce mugs, and I still think you can get this one by the case.
Yeah, by the
one
case.
very similar.
Now, this particular mug here is made from a company called Monk Tiki, and they're based out of Oregon. And,
Yes, huge fan.
Yeah, me too. And they probably only made a couple hundred of this mug, and like that is it. So, well, when you're talking about supply and demand, well, you're talking about something that there's only so many, and they're going to be worth money.
Yep.
Just by design.
Absolutely.
Tiki mugs have definitely come a long way, because now, I mean, I'm seeing tiki mugs that go for like $60, $70, $80 for a tiki mug. I mean, I think I paid $25 for this mug when I went there, brand new. I mean, like most places, well, souvenirs are back. You can buy tiki mugs again at tiki bars, and like for example, hold on, that's the Alibi mug. It's
Also jealous.
It's a souvenir mug from the Alibi, which is a tiki bar in Portland that's been around since 1947. My tiki mug here, this is actually the rum barrel from the Mai Kai. And, well, people are collecting souvenirs again.
I would clarify and say that that's a barrel mug.
Oh, it's a barrel mug.
And not a tiki mug, since it has not a representation of a tiki
Good.
on it.
Well, can you explain to me the difference between what exactly is a tiki mug and what isn't?
Well, something I read a long time ago made a lot of sense to me, and I sort of hold this theory myself. This is a tiki mug, since it is a representation of a tiki. Also this, also this. This would be a barrel mug. The Buddha mugs that you see in the thrift store shelf, probably around the planter section, those are Buddha mugs. You describe it by what it is. This right here
Yeah, let's bring this guy in.
is a Darth Vader mug.
Very, very controversial. This is a company called Beeline Creative made this line of Star Wars tiki mugs. And you can get Darth Vader, you can get Boba Fett, Jawa.
You can get the old Universal monsters. I
You
kind
get
of
the
want the
Universal
creature
monster.
from the Black Lagoon mug myself.
And there's a whole controversy. It's like, well, is this a tiki mug? Well, I guess technically the answer is no. Whether or not they're tiki or not, my attitude about these little guys is that, well, when you really think about it, tiki is such a small subculture. It really is when you look at the big picture. And if we want tiki to survive, we need to get new people into it. We need to get the younger people into it. So say, hypothetically, you have someone who is all about Star Wars, right?
Okay.
And they look, oh, look at this. Wow, it's a tiki mug, but it's like Darth Vader, right? So maybe they go out and they buy one or two of these or three of these. Or maybe they buy all of them because, well, it's Star Wars and, well, I buy everything that's Star Wars.
Right.
But maybe they might be like, well, what tiki? Well, I never really thought much about tiki. Well, maybe it could be a gateway. Do you think it could be a gateway into to them getting into tiki? My attitude is like anything that gets you through the door into a tiki bar or into the world of tiki in itself. There's a lot of people that, I asked them, how did they get into tiki? And for some people, it was the mugs themselves that got them into tiki. It was just the fascination of
Why?
of this vessel, you know,
Right,
and then it went from there. And I'll tell you what, I mean, there's a lot of artists out there that the mugs that they make, I mean, it's not a souvenir anymore. It's a piece of art,
it's a piece of ceramic art.
And again, if there's some people out there that are like, if this is what it takes for them to get into the world of tiki, I don't have a problem with that.
I think there's some people out there that is why they're in tiki right now, and that's pretty much as far as they dip their toes, is collecting the next art piece by Monk Tiki or whoever.
Exactly. It's
Wendy Seville.
Oh, Wendy.
Love her.
Wendy does. Oh my God, her mugs are good. Haring Clay is another company that makes just insane, highly detailed Cthulhu mugs.
Yes,
that's Jonathan's specialty. Tiki Farm is another.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of other literally like one person, and they make tiki mugs in their
Tiki Pop of Colorado.
Yeah, in their garage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, folks at home, if you want to get some of these mugs, start saving your pennies, because the days of the 99-cent or half price tiki mugs at Goodwill are getting few and far between.
They still happen though.
They still happen, but you gotta do the groundwork.
Yeah.
And on that note, mahalo, aloha, and all that other crap.
Cheers. Till next time.
I don't have any friends anymore. All I have is you, my tiki mugs.